What's up, interwebs? This is Millerhood Sports. I'm Nick. This is Richard, and this is Mike.
I'm Mike.
What's up, guys? We just watched.
Hey, Nick.
Yeah.
You don't seem to be wearing your hat.
Your ridiculous hat that's too small for your head.
Hey, Nick. Why aren't you wearing your hat?
That's true. You're
Well,
not wearing your.
you see-
You
ridiculous,
always wear a hat.
You
The
see,
defender's hat that's too small for your gigantic head.
I forgot my hat at the
You
house.
forgot your small hat.
Yeah, I did.
Your small child-sized hat for your gigantic skull.
That's right. I forgot it, and
Well, it doesn't fit you anyways.
I forgot it. But it's fitting, I forgot it because they forgot to show up to the game yesterday.
Oh, did they?
So
They got shellacked
ha.
by,
Ha ha.
up until then, arguably the only team in the XFL that's almost as bad as the Vipers.
the Guardian. Actually, you haven't seen the Guardians play.
Oh, the Guardians are horrible.
The Guardians are really bad.
Like, they are so bad now.
I don't know what happened after.
Matt McGloin, I don't know how they let him start that game after he ran his mouth on the sideline. They have Luis Perez. Luis Perez
They
is
put him
there.
in. They put him in after a while, and he did fairly well. But the game was already over.
The
so.
bar's set pretty low. If all you got to do is be a little bit better than Matt McGloin.
Yeah.
I mean, they could just go without a quarterback and be a little bit better than within Matt McGloin.
Well,
Kickers throw sometimes.
their players don't have any sense of responsibility. Like the center was throwing people under the bus apparently 2 days ago.
It all comes down to coaching. That's a cult. The defenders lost.
Yes.
Excellent. They got shellacked by the LA Wildcats.
Yeah. The Wildcats look really good. Their defense looks really good.
The defender's defense didn't look very good.
Firing
Speak up a little.
LA firing their defensive coordinator is probably
Julius
the
Peppers.
best thing that happened. Now that they have the head coach coaching their defense right now.
Julius Peppers.
Good job.
It's an
Julius
awesome
Peppers,
name.
former NFLer.
It's an awesome name.
He's an NFLer.
So is McGloin. That doesn't
McGloin.
say much.
Well, Julius Peppers was really good in the NFL.
McGloin was not.
McGloin was not, hence him playing in the XFL.
I mean, I don't know this because I never watched or understood or even cared. But I know in the XFL, McGloin sucks. You hear that, McGloin? You suck.
He's just not a good leader. He's really not a good leader.
He's not a very good
He
quarterback
thinks
either.
he's better than he is.
Yeah.
He really does.
Well, we know that because he threw his whole team under the bus
Yeah. Yep. On live TV.
on live TV
More than once.
more than once. McGloin's garbage. Whatever.
The Vipers looked really, really good. They just didn't finish the game out, and their defense could not stop the Roughnecks. The Roughnecks are arguably the best team in the XFL.
I don't think it's arguable anymore.
And PJ
it's
Walker,
not arguable.
PJ Walker, I think the worst thing that could happen for the XFL is PJ Walker getting signed by someone in the NFL. Best thing that could happen for PJ Walker, but I mean, he's clearly the face of the XFL at this point.
Well, I mean,
He is it's not even close. There's not another quarterback playing as good as him.
No.
The second best one would be Tiamu, but all these guys they thought were going to be good, like Landry Jones and Cardell Jones, they got to get away from the Joneses, man.
Landry Jones is playing better. I mean,
Yeah, but I mean,
he's not playing as well. I mean, his run game won him the game.
But he's not near the
but-
level of PJ Walker. PJ Walker looks like
There's a few names.
Randall Cunningham out there, man.
There's a few names that are pretty good in the XFL. Not just quarterbacks, I'm just saying.
Steve Young. He looks Steve Young-esque
Yeah.
with the way he's throwing and scrambling. He's not quite as good of a runner, but I mean, dude,
Steve Young was 49ers.
yeah.
Oh, snap.
You were talking about how I was talking about how the LA basically got better after firing their defensive coordinator.
Yeah.
The Vipers look like they've gotten better after hiring a new or I don't know if they hired him, but they have him doing the offensive play calls now. They have a new guy as their offensive coordinator, so the head coach is not coaching the
coach
offense.
is the problem. Everybody in the world wants you to just leave Quentin Flowers in, okay? And that forces the defense on every single play to have to guess if you're running or not. He's basically like an XFL version of Lamar Jackson because he runs really well and he's throwing arguably better than Cornelius and definitely better than Aaron Murray. So I just don't understand why they don't leave Quentin Flowers in for the entire game.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Because they're stupid.
He's the most exciting player they have on that team. Leave him in the game.
Well, I thought it was good what they were doing. I mean, Cornelius was playing really well, and then Quentin Flowers was playing really well. They switch them out, and if you do it well,
How'd the game end, Nick?
well, they lost, but
Why did they lose, Nick?
They were competitive till the end.
Why did they lose the game?
Their defense, I think.
They lost the game because Cornelius threw an interception.
Right.
Because he did not have the option to run like Quentin Flowers would have.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Remembering.
That's what happened. Quentin Flowers is in the game at that point. I think they got a pretty good shot of winning.
Yeah.
I'm just saying. And if the defense would have just gotten a freaking stop, but the Roughnecks, their offense is just ridiculous. Sammy Coates, PJ Walker, both of those guys they're playing lights out, man. How did your team do yesterday?
They suck, Richard.
What team is that?
The Guardians, Richard.
The New York Guardians.
They're garbage. They're garbagians.
Garbagians?
Garbagians.
Garbagians?
Garbagians.
Garbagians?
They didn't play yesterday.
Their quarterback sucks.
You know, they should sign Oscar the Grouch. Oscar the Grouch at quarterback. Pops his head out.
I'd watch that game.
They never know when he's coming. At least he'd fit the garbage theme of what they've been doing lately.
Throw it to Big Bird.
Although I'm excited for this upcoming Saturday. Vipers are going to get their first win when they take down the Defenders.
Pretty sure it's a Sunday game.
Whatever, Sunday, I don't care. They're going to defeat the Defenders. They're going to defeat the Defenders.
I was excited, though, at the end of that
The
game.
Vipers. It's Vipers v. Defenders. We're going to get our first win.
I don't know. They put Tyree Jackson in at the start of the fourth quarter.
Oh, my gosh. This is actually kind of a tough thing for me because I really, really want to see Tyree Jackson do very, very good.
Well, they finally put him in after 4 interceptions.
I mean, you knew that's what Cardell Jones was going to do. That's what he did in the NFL.
Medea shouldn't play football.
Cardell Jones is he's like Jameis Winston without the touchdowns. You know what I mean? Like, he does really good, but he's like, his hot and cold are like polar opposites. Like, he does really good, and then he's just a complete dumpster fire. Whereas Jameis Winston, he's going to throw some picks, but he's going to throw some touchdowns too. Yeah, he only threw 30, Nick. Okay?
He only threw 30.
Yeah,
in one game?
He threw more than 30 touchdowns.
He threw 33 touchdowns.
Yeah,
in one
that's still
game?
more than 30.
That's not good, Richard.
Are you serious? You're trying to tell me
game.
5,000 yards, 33 touchdowns is a bad season for a quarterback?
If you throw 30 interceptions with that, yes.
No, it just means he's a gunslinger and he's not a chicken.
He's not Brett Favre,
It also
Richard.
means that his defense is garbage and he has to play from behind all the time.
You know
so
what that
he has
sounds like to me?
Just try and throw his team back into the game.
That sounds like 63 receptions.
That's right. Exactly.
63 completed passes.
That's exactly right.
Good job,
Thank
person.
You. Thank you.
I have no idea what I'm talking
No,
about.
you
so
don't. It's actually ridiculous.
I'll tell you what, though, week 3 is XFL was really good.
Yeah, it was pretty
really
good.
enjoyed it.
The first kick return touchdown.
Yeah.
The Battlehawks. How good did they look against that garbage Guardians team? Yeah, XFL's not all that happened in sports though.
No, it
What
wasn't.
else happened in sports?
Tyson Fury beat
Fury.
Deontay Wilder.
Yeah,
yeah.
Deontay Wilder's. How do you feel about that? Deontay Wilder's corner threw in the towel.
I didn't watch the thing.
Like I mean, he was bleeding, and I mean, he looked out of it the whole match.
Yeah.
Like Tyson Fury's just like he's just got more reach. He's just slugging him. Like Fury doesn't even look like some bodybuilder jacked dude. It just looks like a grown man
He's
beating
a lot
on
smaller than
somebody.
he was.
Huh?
He's a lot smaller
He
than he
used
was.
to be really
He used to
big.
be like 400 pounds.
Yeah, but I mean, he's just a big dude slugging
Yeah.
people. That's just crazy. But from start to finish, like Tyson Fury was just all over him,
Yeah.
dude. Got 2 knockdowns. I think one in round 3 and one in round 5, maybe.
I think it was round.
Or was it 5 and 7? I can't remember. No, it ended in 7.
Yeah.
That'd be
Ended
cool.
in round 7. Round 3, round 5. He got 2 knockdowns. Wilder didn't get any knockdowns. Tyson Fury threw and landed almost twice as many punches as Deontay Wilder did.
Yeah.
And really, if to me, when it comes down to it, I think Tyson Fury was just had more to prove. He was hungrier. He was just he was ready to go. And I think Deontay Wilder kind of didn't take it seriously enough. You know.
He gave all his winnings away too.
Yeah, Tyson Fury did. But I mean, dude, think about it. Like, I mean, if Deontay Wilder had stayed in there, do you really think he would have come back?
No, he would have been knocked out.
Even if he went the distance, there's no way the judges could have given them another draw.
No.
With Wilder falling twice,
angry.
and Fury landing almost twice as many punches.
Well, it would be bullcrap if they tried to give him a draw.
Well, the draw last time, a lot of people call into question, but I mean, it is what it is.
Well, it's
But
decided now.
This one was definitely Tyson Fury's all the way.
And it's not to take anything away from Deontay
No,
Wilder.
not at all.
Tyson Fury is the only man not to get knocked out by Deontay Wilder.
Yeah.
But now,
Well, they were both undefeated going into this.
I want to see, I want to see the unification match because is it Ruiz? Joshua is going to fight. What's the Mexican guy's name? It's Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz Jr. versus Anthony Joshua. So whoever wins that match, I want to see them fight Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That would be good. And a lot of people think Anthony Joshua was sick when he fought Andy Ruiz last time, and that's why he lost because he had like the flu or something. Which I mean, that just kind of sucks the strength right out of you.
Dude with the flu, man, that sucks.
I don't know that. So that fight could obviously, I'd rather see that than Wilder Fury 3.
I don't think we need a Wilder Fury 3.
Oh, there's gonna be a Wilder Fury 3.
Why?
Why not? What else are they gonna do?
Here's what you do.
What else are they gonna do? They need Ruiz and Joshua need to fight again. All right, and then the winner of that needs to fight Tyson Fury.
Right.
UFC needs a strongman version. You know, strongman compared to bodybuilders. Bodybuilders look the part. Strongmen can do more.
No, they have that. Cain
they should do
Velasquez versus Brock Lesnar.
Oh, is that a thing?
Brock Lesnar looks like this chiseled Adonis, and then here comes Cain Velasquez. A little bit of cheddar in the belly there, a little bit of cushion, and just knocks him out. Takes Brock Lesnar down. He takes down the beast.
Did Brock Lesnar lift a guy over his head?
I mean, he's a wrestler. I'm sure he always does.
He's done that a lot. He did it to Big Show, Mark Henry.
That's what
a lot of the guys.
Big Show's a huge guy.
Yeah, he's a professional fighter. I mean, he's super strong.
And Brock Lesnar is huge. They did Cain Velasquez and Brock Lesnar in WWE, and Brock
did
Lesnar
they?
won.
Oh, wow.
Well, it's WWE, so.
He had to get his win back.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's scripted.
I know.
It is scripted. Oh, I'm so excited. There's an AEW game coming out. They haven't announced it yet, but oh, man.
I don't know what that is.
AEW is like the new WCW, essentially. The not WWE professional wrestling organization.
Except it's more indie than WCW.
Oh, so you should love that.
I mean, how's it more indie?
We have a lot of indie guys there.
Okay, they've got a lot of guys.
Indian guys?
The only reason they're indie is because other than WWE, there was nothing else. So they're not indie.
TNA.
They're just not TNA.
Doesn't indie mean
TNA, you could say, is more indie. AEW is not indie.
How about ECW?
TNA now is more indie.
ECW's gone. So long, ECW. ECW was my favorite back in the day.
Yeah.
How about that A&E?
So good.
Or that WFF?
You're just saying
the
random
AA.
acronyms. You're just saying random acronyms.
I just think it's weird because AEW wrestlers wrestle on like other promotions.
Yeah, so what?
It's something WWE doesn't do.
Yeah, it's because WWE is lame.
It's because WWE's
They
awesome.
also don't have to. They've been around a long time.
No, it's because it's lame. Oh, you're not allowed to go wrestle anywhere else. How cool is it to be able to see those wrestlers go wrestle in other places? It's awesome. As a wrestling fan, it's awesome. And it's better for the industry overall.
It's better for their business. You can only see them right there in WWE.
No, it's lame. It's really lame, dude.
Pretty lame.
It's super lame.
Super lame.
Thank you, Michael. Anyways, so let's get back to non-scripted sports. And this does mean, of course, we won't be able to speak about the NBA playoffs. So let's move forward.
That's funny.
I'm joking. I
Why is
love
that
the
funny?
NBA. Oh, because people say the NBA is rigged.
Well, they did have like a couple of refs that
Well,
were
yeah, but that was
obviously
back
on
in
the
the
take.
day, though. That's not now.
Did they also ref for the Patriots?
I love the NBA playoffs. Oh, no, that's a whole nother thing.
Well,
that's only scripted on one side.
like
the
the
other
Masons?
team, with the Patriots, the other team doesn't even know they're in the movie.
Whatever.
No, literally, because they're taking movies of the opposing team's sidelines for a documentary.
That's when you need the XFL stuff.
Anyways, let's move forward. Where do you think the XFL got the inspiration for all this full disclosure, seeing the coaches talk and stuff?
The Patriots.
Exactly.
Hey.
Thank you. Let's move forward.
Oh gosh. Well, I'm excited to see the NBA playoffs because the regular season sucks.
I never watch the regular season. I'm completely uninterested in the regular season of
There's
the NBA.
too many
I
games,
like
man.
basketball.
I like basketball
Don't
too.
they play like 100 games or something?
No, they
It's
play
like
80.
70,
They play 82 games.
77 is the
But
record.
baseball's worse. They play 100 and some odd games, and it's just
The
no one.
NFL gets to play 12 games, so it's 16 games.
Oh, the Major League Baseball, I don't care until the World Series.
That's a lot of games.
It is, and they play them
a
back to
lot.
back in baseball.
Like every day?
Well, they'll do 2 games. It's called a doubleheader. They'll do 2 games in one day. They'll literally play a full game and then just play another full game against the same exact team. It's called a doubleheader.
It's insane, man.
That's what?
Yeah.
Their schedule is ridiculous, and no one. And it's like,
But why?
I don't
Less
know.
people watch.
The MLB doesn't do a good enough job of marketing their stars. When I was a kid, Major League Baseball was awesome.
Was Major
There were
League.
legit superheroes in Major League Baseball. Now, granted, probably due to the fact that it was the heyday of steroids in Major
yeah,
League
it's the
Baseball.
steroid era.
But you had Sammy Sosa, Mark
Ken Griffey
McGuire,
Jr..
Ken Griffey Jr.
Ken Griffey Jr., I remember watching him. He was cool.
The sweetest swing of anybody of all time,
Was
Ken
that- was
Griffey
that
Jr.
Josh
And
Beckett?
Josh Beckett, absolutely. Roger
pitcher.
Clemens.
Didn't he pitch the whole World Series?
Yes,
Josh
he did,
Beckett?
and it was amazing.
And then he went to the Red Sox. and
Then he
won
went to the
World
Red
Series
Sox
again.
and won another one.
Good for
yeah.
him.
Stupid Marlins, man. Talk about a team that has broken my will to root for them. The Marlins did it twice. They won the World Series with Gary Sheffield and Charles Johnson at catcher, and it was awesome. Okay, it was awesome. And then you know what they did the very next year? Gutted the team. Bye bye. Go. So then they rebuilt
Maybe
the
there's
team
something
up.
in Miami's water.
Now they've got Josh Beckett. Okay. Now they've got was it Pudge? Was it Pudge Rodriguez?
Maybe.
I think they had Pudge, or was it Piazza? I can't remember.
have been
I remember the
Piazza.
catcher being really
Are
good.
they drinking from the
But
Atlantic?
either way, they were really good again. And then you know what they did? Oh no, Kevin Brown. Kevin Brown was there too.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And then you know what they did?
Sure.
They gutted the team again. Fortunately, that guy sold the team now.
Well, Derek Jeter.
Derek Jeter's in charge now.
Derek Jeter's
Derek
not gonna do it.
Jeter's an owner?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's the owner of the Marlins.
Really?
Yeah.
Wasn't
Yeah.
he a Yankee?
He
Yes,
was. He was. Derek Jeter
So he
wasn't
owns the
a
Marlins
Yankee.
now.
He
Derek-
was the Yankee.
Derek Jeter was
Yeah,
the,
the
Yankee.
And he owns the Marlins now.
Part owner, yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
It's pretty. He's
But-
running the team. Though.
But he is running the
it's
team.
more than
so
just being an owner. He's running the team.
That's pretty cool.
It is cool because the guy wants to win.
That's like the cool. I think that'd be like the coolest thing if you're like an
Absolutely.
athlete and you played for so long
Then
and
you
now you
own-
get to
and then
own a
you own
team.
it, yeah,
Well,
so-
Jordan owns
the Wizards.
Wizards.
He
Yeah,
owns the Wizards.
that's just so cool. To
Oh
me.
no, not the Wizards. The Hornets.
Hornets. Oh, that's a college team.
No, the
No,
Hornets.
he does. He owns the Hornets, the Charlotte
Yeah, the
Hornets.
Charlotte Hornets.
Really?
Because the
They're not very
Hornets
good.
moved to New Orleans.
Yeah.
And became the Pelicans. So then he started the other Hornets team, the new Hornets team, as an expansion team, kind of what the NFL did with the Browns.
But they're a college team.
No, they're an NFL. I mean, the NBA team.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
Charlotte Hornets.
and they're not very good. But
didn't he own the Wizards at one point? Or he started the
he
Wizards?
was on the
He was
Wizards.
on the
Oh, he's on the
Wizards.
He
I think
ended
he-
his career in
I think he was.
a
I
Wizards
think there was.
jersey.
I thought he
I think
was
he was
part
a part
owner.
owner of the Wizards too.
I think he
Are the
helped
Wizards still a
start the
team?
Wizards.
Yeah, they're Washington. Yeah, Wizards. Yeah. I think
Are
so.
they?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I wonder if they're not. I don't know. It shows how much we know about the NBA. NBA fans,
I know
whatever.
The
I don't know.
Nationals.
That's
a
like
hockey
the NBA.
team.
I like basketball.
The
It's my
Nationals
favorite.
are a baseball
Not the
team.
baseball
It's my
team.
favorite sport.
The Nationals used to be
Basketball. I
the
love basketball.
Expos.
Oh, that's right.
I love basketball.
I like I like basketball, but I don't care about basketball till the playoffs.
I got really
It
good at
doesn't
basketball as a
matter.
kid.
I did too, but I,
I
never
could
really.
do that. under the leg layup thing once upon a time in my
I
life?
never did any. I never really dedicated myself to any sports. I would have been so good at a few of them. Wrestling, I'd have been phenomenal at wrestling. I could just destroy people that were way stronger and bigger than me.
I'm not wearing those tight clothes.
I'm just saying, I'd have been very good at it. But it's neither here nor there. Tis the past.
So
Did you have a third thing to talk about?
Yeah, I wanted to get your opinion on because the new CBA collective bargaining agreement came out and
For
players
what?
What is
rejected
that?
for the NFL.
Okay.
Oh, it's the agreement that the NFL has with the players, PA.
It's the agreement between the NFL and the union for the NFL players. The NFL Players Association is the union.
Okay.
You know what a union is in business.
Where would
Right. Okay, so that's the union that controls the NFL players, that arbitrates and fights for the NFL players' interests. They come to an agreement with the NFL, okay, which is just the conglomerate of the NFL owners and the administrative staff headed by Roger Goodell. So they come to an agreement on how they are going to manage the league, how they're going to share profits, how players are going to get paid, how many, and what the rules are as well, what the NFL rules are. Although they do change rules outside of the collective bargaining agreement, it has more to do with salaries and how many games played, practice times, things like that.
Okay, got it. Now, what is this about?
So the current agreement is up, and they have to make a new one.
Well, it's up next year.
What was the agreement before?
Well, the current situation of the NFL.
Okay.
And it's up next year. So when even if there was a
There won't be a lockout until next year.
It won't be a lockout till next year, but they are trying to
A lockout is when the owners strike, essentially. Strike is when
the players
union says they're not going to do anything. They're not going to play. That strike is when the union decides we're not going to show up. A lockout is when the owners decide you're not going to show up. That's basically what it is.
I would think the players if the owners are doing it, then
if the owners do it, it's a lockout. If the players do
Right.
it, it's a strike.
So
Right.
the replacements was a strike or a lockout?
The replacements was a strike because they called the players that crossed the line scabs.
Gotcha.
Gotcha. Yeah. They're doing they wanted to do a 17-game season.
Yeah, they want which I don't like. I don't like that
would
at all.
put out which would give them 2 bye weeks.
Yeah, I don't like that at all.
No.
They don't need to make the season longer.
It's just more money for them.
It's just a terrible idea. There's already enough problems with people getting injured. Are they going to give them bigger rosters? Okay. Are they going to increase the cap space? Not only that, they need to fix the quarterback cap space thing. They need a separate cap for quarterbacks. Okay, the amount of money they pay the quarterback shouldn't be factored into the full salary cap because it's so much money. If you have a good quarterback, it hampers your team because you don't have enough money to pay the star running back, star cornerback, star receivers. You just don't have the money. Even if they're guys that you drafted, you just don't have the money to pay them.
Right.
So if you're one of the few teams that has a legitimate quarterback, and not only that, good quarterbacks are so rare that even guys like Kirk Cousins and Derek Carr, okay, are getting these massive contracts.
Right.
So if you've got a really good guy like Russell Wilson or Pat Mahomes, you're going to have to pay them upwards of $40 million a year, and then you're just not going to have enough money to spread around.
That is such a crazy number.
Unless you have a QB
dude.
like Tom Brady,
He's not even
then
a whole
probably
year.
not.
Well, yeah. Well, it's not just Tom Brady. Real winners take less money to win championships.
I think Drew
That's what
Brees-
Michael Jordan did. That's what Tom Brady did. That's what separates those guys from other people. I think LeBron, too, has taken a good contract, team-friendly contracts to build winning teams. Of course, in the NBA, they have what's called the luxury tax. So if you're going to spend more money on players, you have to pay a tax to the NBA that gets distributed to all the other teams. It's crazy. But there were a few years where the Lakers were just like, whatever, we're going to win championships. Just here you go.
Well, LeBron's a billionaire at this point. Right?
Yeah, I think LeBron's a billionaire.
Space Jam 2 is supposed to be coming out soon.
I just have no
LeBron.
faith in Space Jam 2.
I'll
don't
watch
know.
it.
I don't know. There's really no reason for there to be like LeBron hate. I get the things that people have against LeBron as far as like his social media antics and he can be kind of a whiner sometimes. But I mean,
His story's pretty cool.
It's amazing, and he's never been in a scandal. Okay, like he's
been married to the same woman.
woman.
Never disrespected her.
Since he was a child when he got handed the keys to the kingdom. You know what I mean? And he's handled it.
Yeah.
So you can't really take anything away from him
You
in
really
that
can't,
sense.
man.
The other thing about the agreement was they want to do 7 teams in the playoffs.
I'm okay with that. I like that, but
How many are in there now?
They do
6
six.
teams.
6 teams make the playoffs.
So instead of a
So it would add a week to the playoffs. So the wild card, there would be 4 wild card teams and 4 division winners in the NFC and the AFC. So it would just add 1 week to the playoffs. Right now, the way the playoffs
I don't think
work.
it would,
How?
because they said number 2 team would not get a bye, or they wouldn't. They would essentially not get a bye week. They would have to face the 7th team,
How would
or that they would have to
How
face the 6th team, and the first team would face the 7th team.
Wait a second. So how would that work? That doesn't make sense. If there are, so there would be 3 wild card teams, right?
What's that mean?
Okay, so in the NFL, it's divided into the AFC and the NFC. Okay, those are conferences: American Football Conference, National Football Conference. Each conference is divided up into 4 divisions: North, South, East, and West. Okay, the division winner, okay, gets an automatic bid in the playoffs. Okay, the top 2 teams, okay, get to skip the first week of the playoffs. Okay, they don't have to play the wild card round of the playoffs. So the wild card round, the 2 lesser division winners have to play the top 2 non-division winning teams. Those are the wild card teams. So they didn't win their division, but their record was better than everybody that didn't win a division. So they're the top 2 non-division winning teams. Sometimes you'll have a team win their division, have a worse record than one of the wild card teams. That actually happens more often than people. It happens a lot, and every time it does, people are like, "Oh, we should change the rules," blah blah blah. It's so ridiculous.
Well, they wanted to make it where it's just the top 6 teams.
No, the whiner babies whose teams didn't make it because of that have to whine and complain when those are the rules. That's how it works. Otherwise, why have divisions to begin with? Okay, it's just dumb. It's like, and then you miss. If we did that, you would miss out on amazing things like the paltry 7-9 Seahawks taking down the New Orleans Saints, who had a way better record and a way better team because Mr. Skittles went all beast mode and ran everybody on the Saints team over. Okay, so you don't get stuff like that.
Well, I think it's just because that basketball does it that way. It doesn't matter about the divisions. Basketball just does the top 8 teams, I think.
I have no idea how the playoffs work in basketball.
I think it just does the top 8 teams.
I don't know
what division you're in.
But in basketball, like, every team makes it to the playoffs. Hockey's even worse. I think half the league or more than half the league makes it into the playoffs in hockey.
You just have to score 1 point.
Yeah, you don't. You just have to be an okay team, and you make it into the playoffs in hockey. It's crazy town. So I don't want them to do. I don't know.
How does 7 teams work? Like 6, I can understand.
Yeah, that's what I don't
there's
understand.
2 sides.
How are there 7 teams?
So there's 2 sides, right?
Yeah.
Logically, it would be the top 3 teams on each side, and 2 of those teams go against each other. The winner fights the other team, and then that's the winner.
No, it would be 3
logical.
wild card games.
But 3 wild card games?
3 wild card games each day, I guess, essentially.
Wait a second.
But isn't it more logical to do it that way?
Like who? I don't
know.
So how do they decide who plays who?
I think it would be 1 versus 1 if one.
I think that's too confusing. If they're going to add to the playoffs, they need to add 1 more week. Just have all the division winners basically get a week off, okay? And then they just have a longer season because the playoffs are just longer. Well, the 4 wild card teams play each other. The winners of those games play the lesser division winners. The winners of those games play the bigger division winners, and the winners of those games go to the conference finals. Okay, you're just adding 1 week to the playoffs.
The way they described it, though, is that the essentially number 2 team wouldn't get a bye week.
That's so stupid. I just think that's a stupid idea. I just think that's a stupid idea.
I don't understand why they need to add to it.
I don't think they need to add to the playoffs at all. But if they feel like they want to milk a little bit more, a little bit, it's we're talking millions and millions of dollars here for every football game. So if they want to add more revenue through adding a game, just instead of adding a regular season game, add a playoff game, let 2 more teams get in, and then there you go.
Right.
Problem solved. The wild card round is now just the wild card teams, and then whoever wins out of there goes and plays the lesser divisional winners. Whoever wins out of there plays the 1 and the 2. Whoever wins out of there plays the conference championship, and whoever wins out of there goes to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I think that's what they should do. That just makes more sense to me. So I don't know. Is there anything else? Are there any other rules?
Not that I can think of. I mean, something to do with money. Those are just the 2 things I was just interested in.
Well, I haven't looked into it. I hope they do something with the cap space. They need a separate cap for quarterbacks. That's the only way to avoid like 25% of all of the cap space going to the quarterback. Think about that. You've got 55 players, right, on the roster.
Right.
All right.
53.
Whatever, 53 players on the active roster. Only 46 of which get to dress for the actual game. But you've got 53 players on the active roster. 25% of all the money goes to one of those 53 guys.
Right.
Okay? That's just crazy town, man. They need to just have a separate box of money for the quarterbacks. That's it. That's what the XFL does. And the XFL, no, they don't do that. It doesn't have to be the quarterback. The team gets one player who gets paid more than everybody else. I guess it doesn't have to be the quarterback if I remember correctly. Either way.
With some of the quarterback play, I would hope it wouldn't be the quarterback.
Yeah, I agree.
All right, guys, let's pick our Week 4 picks for the XFL season. Obviously, last week didn't go so well for me or him or him.
All of our teams lost this past week.
How's it taste, Nick?
Don't take it too good, Michael.
The Wildcats are apparently really good.
Well,
Apparently.
beat the defenders.
Apparently,
Yeah, they
man.
They're at least good enough.
Yeah. Defense looks good. Well, speaking of the Wildcats, they are facing the Guardians in New York this week for first game. So,
they're going to upset some New Yorkers
Yeah, I think the Wildcats are going to win.
yeah.
because the Guardians suck.
Yeah. Can't believe
I won't say they suck.
started
Not
that.
all of them suck, but a few of them.
I cannot believe they started Matt McGloin again, man.
The dude was garbage.
Yeah. So we all got the Wildcats for that. The next game is going to be the Dragons versus the Battlehawk. It's going to be in St. Louis. And the St. Louis crowd, man, they sold out.
Yeah.
They really love football there, so...
The St. Louis is a great sports town, man.
That's
Yeah.
a hard one to choose there.
Not really. Battlehawks.
Battlehawks, man.
Battlehawks,
Yeah.
dude. The Dragons look okay.
Dragons did okay.
Dragons do okay, but the Battlehawks, dude, they look awesome.
So the Wildcats.
My second favorite team, the Battlehawks. My team 2. All right, so at least there's
They
some.
really should be your team
it
one.
It should be my team 1, but
That's like
it is what
it's
it
like
is.
your Murray and Flowers, man.
He's
You
just-
should put in the Battlehawks.
He's just too used to rooting for a bad football team.
Oh, what bad football team? You mean the Miami Dolphins, the team that drove a dagger into the hearts of the Patriots at the end of the
The
year?
Dolphins.
Or do you mean the defenders that just lost?
Do you mean the Miami Dolphins who basically fielded an XFL team and took down the likes of Tom Brady and outcoached one Bill Belichick at the end of the year? The XFL team, Nick, in Miami this year was the Miami Dolphins. They were an XFL team with Deontae Parker and Ryan Fitzpatrick at the end of the year. That's really all they were. You know how I know this? Because De'Veon Smith was literally on the Dolphins roster at the end of the year, and he's a starting running back for the Vipers.
Interesting.
That's funny. I think the Vipers should play the Dolphins, see who's worse.
The Vipers would
So
obviously.
I'm assuming
That
we
would
are
be
all
fun.
agreeing on the Wildcats and the Battlehawks. So
I'm just
far.
saying, Nick. You
Yes.
need to wait a little bit before you come at me with the Dolphins hate.
Yes, okay. So, it's game 3. You got the Roughnecks
Battlehawks win.
at the Renegades. in Dallas.
Okay, the Renegades, no, the Roughnecks are going to win because they're literally the only actually good
Roughnecks.
team in the XFL.
I'm gonna go with Roughnecks too.
They, at this point, now have the only actually legitimate. No, Tiamu's good too.
Well, they're what,
the Battlehawks
they're
quarterback
3-0?
Tiamu, PJ Walker. Yeah, they're 3-0.
They're the only undefeated team.
They're the only undefeated team left.
since the defenders
Oh.
choked.
The defenders
I don't
choked.
know. You picked against the Renegades
Their
last
moves
week
were
and you
weak.
lost.
Who did I pick? Well, this is because they played the Vipers.
They played the Dragons.
the Renegades.
I think they played.
I would not have picked the Renegades to lose to anybody but the Vipers.
You picked the Dragons.
Oh, the Renegades? No, I'm the Roughnecks, Nick. I said the Roughnecks.
Yeah,
No,
Roughnecks are
that's what I
gonna
mean.
win.
That's why I said you picked
I
against
didn't
the
pick
Renegades
against the
last week.
Roughnecks, though.
I said you picked against the Renegades
But I was
last week.
talking
So
about
what?
the Roughnecks.
I know that.
The Roughnecks
That's
are
why
gonna win.
I'm just saying. I was trying. Are you sure? Because
And
you
if
picked
you
against the
choose
Renegades last
the
week.
Renegades, you're just gonna.
No, I'm picking the
Okay.
Roughnecks.
The Roughnecks are gonna
Yeah,
win.
the Roughnecks are gonna
The
win.
Renegades couldn't beat the Battlehawks. and
Unless
the Battlehawks
they have just an off day
aren't
like
as
the defenders
explosive.
did.
Huh?
I don't think the defenders had an off day. They had a Cardale Jones day. That's who he is. That's what he does.
Dude, there were
I mean,
so
that's
many
what he did in the
interceptions.
NFL. I mean, it is what it is.
Dude, he threw an interception like you did in Madden, like in the end zone. They were fixing to get a touchdown, and he threw an interception.
I literally
in the
just
end
did that
zone.
on Madden.
That's
and
so
in
great.
Madden, like I was gonna tie the game up and force overtime essentially, and I threw the ball. The ball literally goes through my tight end's hands. Okay, and instead of the tight end catching the ball, somehow the defender who is behind him, okay, in the end zone, catches the ball. Makes perfect sense.
It was
Madden is such a garbage game.
It was a glorious
Gotta
play
love
though,
those
because he
bitches.
threw the interception.
Gotta love those
And the
bitches.
dude literally almost got a touchdown.
Yeah.
And then they both had like 2 penalties each, and they equaled each other out. So now they're back there where they intercepted the ball.
That's funny.
It's funny.
All right. Well, the last game
Nick
is
was not happy.
going to
That's
be
hilarious.
the Defenders versus the Vipers in
Vipers.
Tampa Bay.
You know what? I'm gonna just go on a limb here. I'm gonna say the Vipers this
Vipers are
time.
going to get their first win.
I'm gonna say the Defenders,
course you
and then we are going to be tied.
The Vipers are going
Unless
to get
you
their first
lose.
win, Nick. The Vipers are going to get their first win. That's what's going to
Vipers
happen.
are going to lose.
Hey, dude, the Vipers have played well the last 2 weeks, okay? All they need to do is leave Quentin Flowers in the game.
Not
Oh my
gonna
gosh.
happen.
It
my
could
gosh.
happen.
Their
Quentin
coaching
Flowers
sucks.
versus Tyree Jackson? That would be legitimately awesome, okay?
I kind of want that to happen.
Yeah, it would be good. It would be watchable football.
And so what, Nick? If I lose, I lose. I don't care. It's just
Well,
The Vipers, they're going to strike.
All right, guys. This was Miller Hood Sports. I'm Nick. This is. I don't know why I'm doing the intro again.
Why
this
are
is
you doing the
obviously
intro?
the outro.
yeah, obviously
Um,
we're dancing.
Well, this. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you can, like, share, subscribe, comment, all that. We also do an audio form of this podcast
Hey, your hands are all clammy.
where you can listen to it on anywhere you get podcasts.
Anywhere.
Anywhere!
He didn't know what voice to use, so he just went with that.
Podcast!
I'm so sorry, guys.
Are you ready for some sports?
Football. I know.
Bye, guys.